If you're running a small law firm, chances are that you felt that creeping pressure. We gotta do something with AI. Maybe it's coming from the vendors, maybe it's coming from that LinkedIn post that everybody's sharing, maybe it's just that internal voice saying, we can't fall behind. So then you start looking around the firm. Should we handle intake? Should we handle contracts? Should we handle legal research? Should we add some chatbots? And very quickly, the question becomes not what's possible, but where do we even start? That's why I want to show you something simple and powerful. It's an AI automation ladder. And it's tailored for small legal teams. It shows you where to start, what to skip, without breaking your systems or your sanity. Hi, I'm Rok. For the past few years, I've been building AI and automation systems for everyone, from enterprises to two-person law firms. Now I help small legal teams eliminate admin drag and reclaim billable time, with systems that actually work in production. No engineers, no new hires, and no tools that you need to learn. If you're in that range and you want to modernize your law firm without overbuilding, this is for you. Now let's walk through 4 stages of the ladder and figure out exactly where you are. Stage 1 is manual but working. At this stage, everything runs by hand. You're copy-pasting client info from intake documents, you're redrafting the same clauses, you're forgetting to invoice until Friday afternoon, and you're digging through internal communication tools for answers. And yet, somehow it still works. There's just zero slack in the system. Everything's manual, and even though you're surviving, you're running at the edge of your capacity. Now, the key here is this point is not where you start automating. This is where you start auditing. Ask yourself a few questions, such as what's copy-pasted weekly? What work feels you're repeating it in the same manner? What work feels identical every time? And what slows you down that it shouldn't? So I call this audit before AI phase, because without this awareness, every shiny new tool will look like a perfect solution, because you don't know where the problem is. And once you mapped out the friction, this is when you're ready for stage 2. Stage 2 is where you build structure, the structured repetition stage. Let's say you spotted your 2 or 3 biggest time drains. You've got templates, you've got checklists, maybe a Notion workspace or internal Google Doc with key workflows. The work is defined, but it depends on you doing it manually. So this is where lightweight AI delivers big wins quickly, without breaking anything. You can start layering in tools one by one that run in the background invisibly and autofill your intake forms, classify your documents, highlight risky clauses in the contracts, and draft internal memos based on precedent. You don't need to hire any engineers, you don't need to build any chatbots, just structured outputs that replace repetitive work. So this is your low risk, high ROI zone, where every hour saved turns into real billable time recovered. Okay, so stage 3 is workflow automation. So this is the stage where your structured, repeatable tasks get connected. Now you start thinking, what happens after a document is classified? Can intake summaries turn into tasks? Can we batch our status updates? And that's when you start moving from isolated tools into connected workflows. For example, a client email kicks off an intake form, automatically pre-fills it. The information from the form is taken to pre-fill a contract template, and that template turns into a PDF that you could even send to the client, or you can send it to yourself to review it. Here, you're still using low-code or no-code platforms and automations, still staying lean, but you're thinking in systems and not in tasks. This is also the place where most firms try to start, and that's when things go sideways. They buy in software, they plug in GPT, and then they try to duct tape AI around their workflows that weren't even structured enough to begin automating. One firm that I spoke with has set up an automated intake system before the forms were even standardized enough. The AI was constantly filling the wrong fields, and the people in the firm were spending hours to fix it. So they didn't speed anything up, they just shifted the mess to downstream. So that's to picture a risk when you skip a step. The AI doesn't fix chaos, it amplifies it. And then stage 4 is your agentic systems. As you can see, I have a disclaimer here. Don't start here. So that's the future that everybody is hyping. The AI agents, end-to-end automations. The systems that handle your entire client intake flow without you having to be included in the loop. That sounds amazing. Also a little bit of science fiction. For this, you really need your foundations. You need standardized, structured templates, you need clear rules, you need clean data, you need well-defined playbooks, and last but not least, you need a system that is going to automatically monitor and evaluate every single input and output of that AI, because otherwise you'll be in the dark. You will have no way of knowing or proving whether it works or it doesn't, what does it work on, and what doesn't it work on, why does it work, how can we say it works, what's our metric here. So if you don't have your foundations in place, that layer will break the moment that a client will upload a PDF. Can you get there? Yes, there's a systematic way to get there. Should you start there? Absolutely not. Most small legal firms can reach that stage 4 in under a year, but only if they're climbing the ladder deliberately. Okay, so quick recap. Stage 1 of the AI adoption ladder for small legal firms is manual but working. You don't want to jump into tech now. You want to audit and map out the friction. In stage 2, we have structured repetition. Use AI or automation to replace tasks that you have already standardized. In stage 3, we have workflow automation, where we're linking the tools and the small automations in a big picture. And in stage 4, we have agentic systems, the future. You let AI act on your behalf, making decisions and actions, and you need a way to monitor and evaluate this actually works. So here's your guiding principle. If you can't explain a workflow in one sentence, you should not automate it. So most projects don't fail because of the tech, they fail because of wrong sequencing of steps. The firms try to do too much, too soon. They launch a chatbot before they have built their foundations. They automate contracts before defining templates. And they buy a system before they have scoped the process and the friction. The result? Things don't get adopted, the tools gather dust, and you don't get your investment returned. And you're losing faith. But when you follow the ladder, the results stack. And suddenly you're running leaner, faster, with less stress. And what the ladder is really about, it's not about adoption, it's about the AI maturity. Now, if this helped you figure out where your firm is on the ladder, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to shortcut the guesswork, I've opened up a few spots in my calendar for firms that want to map this out properly. It's a free strategy session with no obligations, just a quick chat to see where you are and what would actually make sense in your case. You'll find the link to book a call below in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.